Welcome students for a new session. We have already discussed chapter 2 of Science 1. Now there may be some doubts. We can clear it by solving the exercises given at the back of the lesson. Now let's go with the question 1. So it is actually rearrange the columns 2 and 3 as to match with the column 1. So we'll see which will be the correct answer for triad. That's the first option. The answer for triad, you need to choose from column 2 as well as column 3. So the correct answer will be average of the first and the third atomic mass. Now in column 3, we know that who has which scientist actually did this triad. So his name is Dobrinier. So that will go for the column 3 answer. Now in the second question, it is octave. We know that properties of the 8th element is similar to the first, and so that will go for the column 2nd. In the third, which scientist? Yes, it is Newland. So in column 3 it will be Newland. Let's see for the third question, atomic number. We know that atomic number is the positive charge. Atomic number is the positive charge present in an atom, and that is proton. So here the correct option will be positive charge on the nucleus. Protons are situated in the nucleus, so that will be the answer. This is actually discovered by Moseley. So that's the answer in the column 3. Well, now for fourth one, it is period. Okay. Now the answer for that will be sequential change in molecular formula. Also, the scientist, the credit goes to Mendeleev. Okay. And then fifth one, nucleus. Nucleus of an atom is concentrated. Where? Nucleus is in the center of the atom, and it has got, yes, protons and neutrons, and so that is the mass. So concentrated mass and positive charge. So that will be the answer for it. We'll see for column 3, that is because of a scientist, Rutherford. Now the last one, sixth one, electron. Electron, answer is in the column 2, the answer will be lightest and negatively charged particle in all the atoms. So this is due to the work done by a scientist called Thomson. So this is the answer for question number 1. Now going on to question number 2, choose the correct option and rewrite the statement. So first one is the number of electrons in the outermost shell of alkali metal is. We all know that alkali metal belongs to group 1. So the number of electrons in the outermost orbit of an alkali metal will be 1. All alkali metals have got 1 valence electron. Therefore it belongs to first group. So the answer will be 1. Second one, alkaline earth metals have valency 2. This means that their position in the modern periodic table is group 2. So alkaline earth metals have valency 2. So metals valency and valence electrons are the same. Therefore, if it has got valency 2, its valence electron also will be 2. And thus, what do we see here? It belongs to group 2. Alkaline earth metals will belong to group 2. Now here they have given molecular formula of the chloride of an element. X is XCl. Chloride of an element, X is XCl. So here this is that particular atom. It is reacting with chlorine, thus forming XCl. So it's also mentioned that it is a metal. This compound is a solid having high melting point. So it is actually metal. It's a compound of metal. Then, which of the following elements be present in the same group? So here options are sodium, magnesium, aluminum and silicon. So we know that these are metals, but which is that metal they are asking. So it is XCl. So we know that valency of chlorine is to be here and valency of X is to be here. Okay. When we are writing molecular formula, we write valency of chlorine next to X and valency of X next to chlorine. So now here there is no number. It is only written XCl. So when it is valency 1, we just write XCl. So here this will be a metal which is having valency 1. So out of this, that is sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon. In this, which one will have a valency 1? The one which is in the group 1 element. And which is that group 1 element here? Sodium. So the answer is sodium. Okay. Moving on to the next D question. In which block of the modern periodic table are non-metals found? Modern periodic table is classified or grouped into 4, that is S, P, D, F. So SPD, we all know that we all see Power Rangers, or in your when you were very small you must have been watching Power Rangers. What they used to say? SPD? Emergency, isn't it? So you can remember that word SPD. Here it is, one more letter is added, that is F. So which the question is, in which block of the modern periodic table are the non-metals found? Okay. The questions are S block. So what will be the answer? Non-metals are found in the P block. We know in the left hand side all metals, the right hand side it is non-metal. So this is P block. This non-metal block will be P block. You refer the periodic table, you will easily understand. They have given color codings, so you will understand it very easily. Well, so that's the question 2. So we have done question number 1 and 2. Now moving on to 3. An element has its electron configuration 282. Its electronic configuration is 282. Which means what? In the first orbit there are 2, then second orbit there are 8 electrons, and the last orbit there are 2 electrons. So in this, which is the valence electron? This 2 is the valence electron, and therefore valency will be 2. When an atom has got valence electron 1, 2 and 3, the valency is also the same, 1, 2, 3, 4. If valence electrons are 1, 2, 3 and 4, its valency will also be 1, 2, 3 and 4. I hope you remember what is valence electron. The electron present in the outermost orbit. Okay. So for this atom, how will we understand which is the outermost orbit? We start from K, isn't it? This is the K. It goes like this, isn't it? And so M is the outermost orbit, isn't it so? So accordingly we need to solve this question. Now they have given some bits of question in this. What is the atomic number of this element? How will you find out atomic number? By finding the positive charge in it. So positive charge as well as the negative charge is equal in an atom. For an atom, the positive charge as well as the negative charges are equal. So here these are all actually electrons. Electrons present in different orbits. So now what will be the sum of this? The sum makes 12. So atomic number Z is equal to 12. So atomic number of this atom will be 12. Let's see the next question. What is the group of this element? Can you say now what is the group? To find out group, what we need to see? The outermost orbit. Outermost orbit, how many electrons are there? There are 2 electrons. So this atom will belong to which group? Group number 2. So valence electron number denotes the group number. So this atom will belong to group 2. Well, moving on to the next question. To which period does this element belong? To which period? Now how do we find out the period number? By seeing how many? What are these? They are the orbits. So by seeing the orbits, how many orbits are there? 3 orbits are there. So therefore this atom will be in the third period. Okay. So this atom belongs to third period. Which of the following elements would this element resemble? With which of the following elements? So here they have given, so nitrogen 7, then there is beryllium 4, argon 18, chlorine 17. So what do you think, what is this numbers what they are given? N7. N7 is what? 7 is the atomic number. Okay. Now when you know the atomic number, what we can also write? Electronic configuration. So here for this electronic configuration will be 2, 5. Okay. And for beryllium it will be 2, 2. For argon it will be 2, 8, 8. And for chlorine 2, 8, 7. So these are the electronic configuration. Okay. So now the question is, with which of the following element would the element resemble? So here which element is given to us previously? 282. This element is given to us. So which of these atoms will resemble, will be like this atom? So what do you need to see? Outermost orbit, isn't it? So for beryllium, in the outermost orbit there are 2 electrons, and therefore this atom will resemble to beryllium. Why? Why it will resemble to beryllium? Because the given atom has got 2 valence electron. Beryllium also got 2 valence electron. Therefore this atom will resemble to beryllium. Understood? Well, that is the question number 3. Now in question number 4, write down the electronic configuration of the following elements from the given atomic numbers and answer the following questions with explanation. First of all, we need to write down the electronic configuration of the following elements. So here lithium 3, silicon 14, helium 2, sodium 11 and phosphorus 15. So you will be able to write electronic configuration, isn't it? If you are still finding a difficulty in writing electronic configuration, you should mention it. So let me come to know about it. Okay. Now lithium is 3. How will you write electronic configuration? In the first orbit always 2. Then how many are remaining? 1. Therefore it is 2, 1. Now let's write for sodium. How will you write for sodium? It is 11. So there are 11 electrons. Can we put all the 11 electrons together? No. So how will we write for sodium? For sodium we will write sodium 11 it is, isn't it? So how will you write electronic configuration? 2, 8, 1. So this is how you must write, okay? Well, moving on to next question. Which of these elements belong to the second group? Now to find out which of these elements are in the second group, what we have to write? Electronic configuration. After writing the electronic configuration, what we need to see? We need to see the outermost orbit. How will we come to know which is the outermost orbit? The one which is to the extreme right side will be the outermost orbit. So 1 or 2 I will solve, then later on if you don't know you ask me. Now let's see question number 4, C question. In this you are seeing nitrogen atomic number is 7, carbon 6, oxygen 8, boron 5, aluminium 13. This is what is given in the question. And what is the question? They are asking which is electronegative. Which is the most electronegative element among these? How will we find out which is most electronegative? The atom towards the right hand side. whichever atom is towards the right hand side will be more electronegative, because that will be more non-metallic in characteristic. Okay, so to find out which is more towards the right hand side, we need to write down the electronic configuration. Okay, so let's write down. For nitrogen it is 2,5, for carbon it is 2,6, oxygen it is, sorry, carbon it is 2,4, oxygen it is 2,6, and boron it is 2,3. And what will be for aluminium? For aluminium it will be 2,8,3. Now let's rearrange this in the increasing order of their valence electrons. So first one will be 3. Okay, so there are two of them with the 3. Which are they? Boron 2,3. Aluminium is also with 2,3, isn't it? Which one will come next? Carbon. Carbon is 2,4. Then comes which is the other one? Yes. Now oxygen will be 2,6. So this I have written in the increasing order of their valence electrons. This is having 3. This is also of course having 3. But this is 4 and this is 6. So which one is towards the right hand side? More towards the right hand side? The oxygen. So which atom or which element will be more electronegative? It will be oxygen. Okay. Let's see the next question. Which is the most electropositive element among these? In D question, they are asking which is more electropositive. How will you understand which is more electropositive? Just opposite of this, isn't it? The one which is towards the left hand side. So first what you will do? You will write down the electronic configuration of all these elements. Beryllium is 4. So what will be electronic configuration? 2,2. And carbon is 6. So it will be 2,4. Oxygen is 8. So it will be 2,6. Electronic configuration of oxygen is 2,6. And boron is 5. Therefore electronic configuration is 2,3. Now coming to the last one. Aluminium. Already I have written 2,8,3. So now what from this they are asking which is electropositive. So the one which is more towards the left hand side. So which one will be more towards the left hand side in this? We know beryllium. Why? Beryllium is having atomic number 4. So its electronic configuration is 2,2. And of course aluminium is also given, but aluminium's electronic configuration is 2,8,3. So if you compare these two, which one will be more electropositive? Beryllium, because beryllium comes to the left hand side. I'm talking about what is this left hand side and right hand side? We are considering the periodic table. Periodic table, right hand side as well as the left hand side. So the elements which are in the left hand side are metals or more electropositive, and those elements which are there in the right hand side are more electronegative, or we call them as non-metals also. Well, that's a few questions. We will discuss now question number 5. Okay, the first one. The atom having the smallest size. How will you identify the atom is having smallest size? By seeing the position of it, whether it is in the left hand side or right hand side. In the left hand side the atoms are bigger in size. As you go towards the right hand side, the atomic size decreases. So here we know hydrogen is in the left hand side and helium is in the right hand side. So which one will be the answer? Helium is the answer. Okay. Next one, the atom having the smallest atomic mass. The smallest atomic mass is 1. Well, next question. The most electronegative atom. So to find out most electronegative, we know that electronegativity increases from left to right. Now in a group, the electronegativity decreases. So which atom will be more electronegative? Towards the right hand side, of course. In right hand side, 18th group. In 18th group, which atom we have to see? Whether it is the first atom or whether it is in the 7th period. So we need to see the first period atom, because as you go beneath, electropositivity increases. So here the answer will be helium. The noble gas with the smallest atomic nucleus. The noble gas with smallest atomic nucleus. The answer will be helium, of course. The most reactive non-metal, fluorine is the most reactive non-metal. We know that all halogens are very reactive, but we need to see the atom which is on the on the top. So in the second period, first one is in 17th group, second period, the first one is fluorine. Therefore, fluorine is the most reactive non-metal. So now the rest are most of these questions are answers are there in the textbook itself. Because you read and then write the answers. If you are not finding the answers, we are ready to help you. Thanks for watching.